All right, October 29th, 2021. We're really going to start needing some alcohol in these TGIF updates. Here's where we're at. First of all, thank you, Alderman Tabaris and the other aldermen for their support and efforts trying to take away some of the power, the absolute power, from the fifth floor of City Hall when it comes to the city workforce. Their efforts did not go unnoticed or unappreciated, whether they co-sponsored or voted yes, either this time or the last time. Again, we appreciate it. We knew it was going to be a tough climb. Everybody knows this mayor loves power and control, and absolute power does corrupt, absolutely. Trying to get her to give up any of that was a very long shot at best. This was not an effort for the city council to decide collective bargaining issues on the floor as they arise. This was a very singular topic, and they understood the spirit of it. Shame on them for polluting the waters and muddying it and trying to make it something that it was not from the beginning. A lot of conversation about the vaccine, the effectiveness, the selfishness of our members, and everything else under the sun. All that was not even part of the conversation or the point of all of this. This was about the collective bargaining process, and still is and will continue to be as long as we have anything to say about it. Hopefully, Judge Mitchell on Monday will put an end to this nonsense and force the city to go back, because there is irreparable harm. That was another thing I kept hearing from City Hall floor today, was grievance procedure, arbitration, mediation, all of this stuff. The judge asked the city attorney a very simple question yesterday that they did not have an answer for. If this policy, you say you're willing to go to arbitration, all of a sudden now, but arbitration can take a while. This policy remains in effect going forward. City employees, specifically police officers, since it was our suit, will be subjected to getting a vaccine or not by the end of this year, or going into no pay status, separate from even the portal issue. If that is the case, and an arbitrator does not get this case before the end of the year, then what remedy could an arbitrator award an officer affected if he finds in favor of the FOP? How do you undo a vaccine that's already in a member's body? That was at the heart of a lot of this to begin with. The undue harm, and you couldn't unwind the clock once it was done and put the genie back in the bottle. The city just didn't give a damn from the beginning. It was their policy, they were ramming it down our throats, and the effects were never considered. Never. A lot of these aldermen are trying to make an argument for something that's not even there. The vaccine effectiveness, again, I've gotten the vaccine. Everybody has to make that decision themselves. But this was always about collective bargaining rights first and foremost. Let's hope to God that Judge Mitchell understands that and sides in our favor. And until we get back to the bargaining table, says testing is the way forward, put everybody back to work, and let's go back to normal and protect the citizens of this city. Alderman Taliaferro specifically made a ridiculous analogy, or I guess scenario, talking about riding in a squad car and not knowing if the person next to you is vaccinated or not. Really doesn't make a damn bit of difference if they're vaccinated. What matters more is they're contagious. Are they contagious? Do they have the virus? Research and Development is fully vaccinated at 35th in Michigan, yet they had an outbreak of COVID. Explain that. This vaccine does not stop you from getting COVID, nor does it stop you from dying from COVID. We've said it from the beginning. The simplest way to protect every workforce member, police officer or otherwise, and member of this community is testing. We've been amenable to testing from the beginning. The city has absolutely said, nope, this is what we're doing, take it or leave it. So I don't understand how any logical person, alderman or otherwise, can say what we put forth as a proposal does not keep the citizens of this city safer, knowing that every officer showing up is negative and had a negative test that morning or that afternoon or evening before they showed up to work and before they came knocking on their door. Every single tour of duty, you would know that officer is not positive from COVID, regardless of their vaccine status. They talk about this being a compliance issue, similar to driver's license or FOID cards. Well, the FOID card is a notification from the state police or a judge that it was revoked for whatever reason. There is no portal you put your FOID card information into. There is no portal that you put your driver's license information into. A lieutenant in inspection or above looks at, or a sergeant even, looks at your driver's license to make sure it's valid. Why can you not just show your vaccine card to show you have the vaccine? If you do not, you submit the testing. There are so many common sense solutions to these problems that were never, ever considered because it was never, ever about public safety. This was always about control. This is about breaking the union's will and its members' support of the union protections. And I want members to understand something. You may have complied with this portal early on. So be it. And you may think this isn't your fight any longer, but it absolutely is. Because even though this issue may not affect you, the attack on our collective bargaining rights at some point will, because they will continue to expand under this tyrant of a mayor. We need to stand firm and keep fighting for these protections. These contracts were fought over in lieu of raises and benefits. You get a simple trade-off when you negotiate. What do I want here and what can I give up for it? So if we got less money, we got better protection. If we got less protections, we got better money. And that happened over subsequent contract after contract after contract. Now, the money and benefits that we were not afforded because these protections were put in place are rendered irrelevant because they're attacking the protections themselves. It's just a never-ending game until we decide enough is enough. To all the other officers who are still working, thank you. The citizens definitely need police protection out there. Nobody's challenging that. But so do your brothers and sisters who have held the line and decided to make a stand about their collective bargaining rights and are in a no-paid status. We started a Heroes Fund to help financially support those efforts so they don't feel the crunch as badly as they would otherwise without that fund. All we're asking is for active officers who just got their paychecks today to put money, at least $100, into that Heroes Fund. If every active officer put money, $100, into that active fund, a Heroes Fund, that would be over $1 million. And we're not looking to distribute tens of thousands of dollars. We need a lot of money in there as this goes along to financially support our officers. It's not a huge ask. It's $100. And again, today it's them. Tomorrow it could be a collective bargaining issue that you have that the city decides tough luck on. And you're going to be looking for this union to protect you and defend you. And we will. But you have to be able to step up when you can for other members when they need your help. And those 30 plus officers right now need our support, and we're going to be there for them. We're asking every one of you to participate in supporting them. I will just say on a more softer note, congratulations to the women's soccer team who won 3-1 over NYPD's soccer team. And to our football club, they have a game tomorrow at Toyota Park at 4 p.m. Go and support them. It's a huge game. The weather is going to be kind of crappy somewhat earlier in the day, but it should improve by game time or match time, on the pitch. Everybody else, have a safe weekend, and we'll see what happens Monday. Say some prayers, and hopefully your religious exemptions get granted also. Take care.